come to you live from Broadcasting House, Nairobi, Kenya. And top on Legends Edition. It is a rush to complete the construction of grade 9 classrooms ahead of schools reopening on Monday. Double tragedy for family in Likuyani that lost 2 sons in Friday's accident along the Kitale-Eldoret highway.
I am glad His Excellency the President allowed me a few days off. I feel so energized.
I am okay, says Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, dismissing propaganda on his whereabouts. Thank you very much for making us your choice for Bulletin Update this evening. Our sign language interpreter is Lucy Maura. Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki has told Kenyans to ignore propaganda about his whereabouts, saying he is focused on implementing the Kenya Kwanza's plan. The DP, who has been out of the public eye for several weeks, joined the family of Tourism and Wildlife Cabinet Secretary Rebecca Miano during the wedding of their son Peter and his bride Wamboi in Limuru. Professor Kindiki also encouraged Kenyans to aspire to build strong families and a better nation through instilling positive social values to the young ones.
Ignore everything else. Ignore everything else. Completely. Completely. Just ignore everything else. Yeah. Don't fall into the trap of triviality and small things and small issues and little things and so forth. We have a business. I am glad His Excellency the President allowed me a few days off. I feel so energized. And I believe that this is a year that all of us, we will rally, support the President, and take Kenya to the next level. Material possessions, good infrastructure, good amenities are only the hardware for this nation to progress. The software of our country is in family values, love for one another, patriotism.
Against time to complete the construction of grade 9 classrooms for a section of schools in the country ahead of the first term opening next week. However, whereas some schools are doubtful about finishing in time for the school's reopening, those ready are grappling with inadequate teachers, furniture and books.
It is barely 2 days to the beginning of the first term of the 2025 academic year. And it is a race against time as construction works for grade 9 classrooms are in top gear. In Limuru, Kiambu County, the expectation is that everything will be done by Monday.
We are doing the tiles, we are doing the painting, and also we are doing the grills. So we will be through by Sunday.
Some schools have not been given money to construct classrooms, so the teachers are busy looking for rooms, and even some of them actually deciding to do away with these EDs so that they are able to encompass the grade 9 classes.
We have to build or construct 52 classes in Limuru, and by this weekend they will all be ready.
In Busia, the County Director of Education, James Ekalio, says most schools in the region are ready for grade 9 learners.
Phase 1 in Busia County, we got a total of 112 classrooms across the 8 sub-counties. And all of these 112 classrooms are complete. In Phase 2, we got a total of 191 classrooms. And as at now, we are at 92% complete.
On Thursday, Basic Education Principal Secretary Dr. Belio Kipsang assured parents and learners of a smooth transition from grade 8 to 9.
Some schools have halls, which they have already subdivided to use as classrooms. So schools have already put in place mechanisms of ensuring that come Monday, our children will not have challenges.
And as the implementation of the competency-based curriculum gains momentum, traders engaged in the supply of school essentials such as uniforms and books are aligning their business models to cope.
Wakati nimesemekana hakuna form 1 kujoin, hiyo kitu imeni affect juu mimi nimezoea kuuza socks, mabedsheet za wasichana wa shule, ma night dress. Sasa hivi nimeona bora niuze hizi stocking za shule, at least na mimi nipate at least kitu.
Those who do branding of uniforms and other school apparel have also decried slow business.
Hii naifanyaga lakini raundi si ati tuko busy sababu hakuna form 1. Unaona? Form 1 saa ingekuwa form 1 saa hizi hapa kungekuwa line kubwa. Saa hizi ni polepole tu, ni ile tu ya kungangana kidogo, si ati ni ile ati tunaweza sema ni kazi shiko mingi vile.
These as parents and learners continue with back to school shopping.
It's a very interesting feeling coming back to do the shopping again. Like the last time we did was form 1. So yeah, it's a very good feeling. Finally I'm becoming a senior. Nimalize shule.
I feel nice going to back to school, but since I'm going to form 2, but there are no form 1s coming, so we'll still be the juniors.
Many are, however, lamenting the increased cost of items.
But the prices have gone up. But you just trust in God, yeah, and things will be okay.
Nilikuwa nanunua nguo ambazo zimewear out sababu ni mtoto anaenda form 3, na for that reason unakuta huwezi kucompare na the time alikuwa anaingia form 1. It's a bit high.
Wazazi wengi wanalia sana kwa sababu ya wanafunzi kurudi shule. Alafu unajua vitu zimepanda, ukienda mahali kama Gikomba, uenda wapi unapata vitu zimepanda. So ile bei ilikuwa.
Sisi tungeomba walimu ile tumepata wasitufukuzie watoto, watupatie gharama ya mtoto tumeshatravisha, alafu tena wafanye aje warudi tena. Hatuna hiyo fare ya kurudisha watoto na ya kufanya nayo. Ile tu wamepata washuhudie tu, hiyo ndio. Tukipata hiyo nyingine tutalipa tu baadaye.
Tunanunua mavitabu maelfu kwa maelfu. Na mwaka jana unanunua vitabu vipya, ikifika mwaka ujao vitabu havitumiki tena. Na huwezi hata kumpa mtu akavisomea. Kwa hivyo vitabu tunaviashia jiko, na vitabu ni maelfu kwa maelfu.
They're a bit pricey for the parents, and if you have 3 children it's a bit expensive. If you have to buy 3 pairs of shirts, 3 shorts.
Sahii wateja wananunua kama 1 pair ama 2 pairs sababu 2024 ilikuwa ni mwaka mgumu sana kwa wafanyabiashara na pia kwa wananchi.
Indeed, the first term of 2025 will be different compared to other years as learners who finish grade 8 proceed to grade 9, which will be domiciled in primary schools. Nancy Okware reporting for Legends Edition, Nairobi.
Meanwhile, the National Transport and Safety Authority, that is NTSA, is urging all road users to prioritize the safety of children ahead of the start of the 2025 academic calendar. The caution comes amid concerns over traffic violations observed during ongoing road safety compliance checks conducted by the authority. NTSA says every stakeholder must play their part in preventing accidents and safeguarding lives.
As holidaymakers who had travelled up country and to various towns for the festive season return to their homes, the National Transport and Safety Authority is raising alarm over rising cases of reckless driving. And given the reopening of schools next week, the authority is cautioning road users to adhere to highway code, remain cautious and reduce speed to ensure the well-being of learners. NTSA is also urging parents, guardians and school administrators to ensure that vehicles used to transport children are compliant with road safety regulations. Key regulations include valid insurance, road service licenses, and inspection certificates. Additionally, vehicles must be fitted with functional speed limiters connected to NTSA Intelligent Road Safety Management System. At the same time, the authorities calling upon the public to report reckless drivers and non-compliant vehicles to help authority take necessary action. Meanwhile, NTSA, through its Usalama Barabarani education program, continues to sensitize road users on safe practices, ensuring every child's journey is safe and secure. For Legends Edition, I'm Gladys Mungai.
Friday's tragic road accident along the Kitale-Eldoret highway that claimed the lives of 11 people has left affected families with deep emotional scars. But for one family in Likuyani sub-county in Kakamega County, it is double tragedy, having lost 2 sons. Ben Chumba reports.
24-year-old Clarence Wiseman Lukuya and his younger brother Morgan Mudogo Lukuya, aged 22, had set out early Friday morning to Nairobi with grand plans for the year ahead. Clarence and Morgan were the only sons and breadwinners in their family of 8. Their father, Fidelis Lukuya, fought back tears as he recounted the tragic morning.
Saa 12:30 kwa nyumba yangu nikawaweka kwa geti, nikawaambia endeni vizuri vijana wangu salama. Hawako wamebuku. Walifika huko nikawapikia simu, mmefika Matunda, tumefika. Walikuwa pikipiki hapa kwa geti
na wakashika hiyo gari hapa Matunda na walienda hatua kidogo tu, karibu maili 3 ama 5, na wakapata hiyo accident.
The brothers are among 11 people who perished in the grisly accident in Soi area along Kitale-Eldoret highway involving a 14-seater Great Thrift shuttle and a lorry.
Sigari ikatoka imeenda. Baada ya kitu kama 30 minutes ama kitu sijui sana, sielewi sana, nikapata ripoti kwamba kuna gari imetoka Matunda na imefika pale Soi, kitu a range of 15 minutes. Gari imepata accident.
Morgan amekajengwa hii kutoka kwa shingo hapa mpaka kwa kichwa imepondeka. Na Clarence hakupondeka sana.
Their demise has left their mother Margaret Musimbi utterly distraught.
Nikiwa ninawasomesha sijakuwa na ama kujenga nini, but wamekuwa wakipromise ya kwamba tunataka tuanze kung'ang'ana tukusaidie at least boma ionekane boma. Sasa ndio hao.
While the Lukuya family mourns the untimely loss of their 2 loved ones, another family from the nearby Bondeni village is also in mourning. Josephine Kanaiza, a 40-year-old businesswoman, was among those killed in the same horrific crash. Her parents, Erastas and Rose Mboya, said their daughter had set out for a business trip to Nairobi that morning. The grief in their faces was palpable as they spoke about their daughter's sudden and tragic death.
Sasa hata mimi nimeshindwa na kusema. Ako na mtoto anasoma. Nimeshindwa, yeye ndiye alikuwa anashughulikia mtoto wake. Nimeshindwa cha kusema. Nimehangaika, lakini naomba tu tupate usaidizi.
Families from both villages are now calling for the government to ensure justice will be served.
Sina watoto saa hii. Sasa haki, kama kunaweza kuwa na haki kana sheria, mimi sina ujuzi wa sheria kwa sababu haki iko ya kufanya hiyo, lakini serikali kama inaweza jua kama kuna haki naweza kupata, hiyo ndio nauliza.
Barabara hizi zetu ni mbaya, potholes ziko nyingi na tena ni nyembamba sana. Takana iongezwe, ionekane barabara yenye magari zinaweza pitana vizuri.
3 children survived the accident while the driver of the lorry that collided head-on with the ill-fated matatu is still at large. Ben Chumba, Legends Edition.
The Democratic Alliance Party of Kenya, DAPK, has defended its deputy party leader, George Natembeya, after a public spat with the National Assembly Speaker, Moses Wetangula, and the National Assembly Majority Leader, Kimani Ichung'wah, at the burial of Wetangula's mother in Bungoma County on Friday. Led by Secretary General Eseli Simiyu and the first Deputy Party Leader, Wafula Wamunyinyi, the leaders who spoke in Bungoma claimed that Natembeya's assertions on abductions in the country were respectful and true, accusing the Kikuyu legislator of undermining leaders from the Western region. They claim Natembeya, who is also the Trans Nzoia County governor, was merely an administrator when he served as the Rift Valley Regional Commissioner, defending him from accusations that he presided over abductions and extrajudicial killings during his tenure.
To imply that Natembeya abducted and murdered people is a legally actionable offense on the integrity of George Natembeya, and we dare Ichungwa to go to Mount Kenya region and say that in a public gathering. Yes, we are economically marginalized as a community, and any attempt to shut us down by branding us tribalists will not work.
He is the leader of majority, a leader in parliament. What is his mandate? Does his mandate include kutembea Kenya mzima akitusi watu?
The chairperson of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, Roslyn Odede, is dead. The Commission's Vice Chair, Dr. Raymond Nyeris, said Odede died on Friday after a short illness. Nyeris mourned Odede's demise, saying it is a big blow to the Commission and the nation at large. President William Ruto is among leaders who sent their condolence messages eulogizing the late Odede as a formidable human rights champion and a distinguished campaigner for a more equal and fairer society. Timothy Kibnusu reports.
The Kenya National Commission on Human Rights is in mourning after the passing on of their chairperson Roslyn Odhiambo Odede. While condoling with the family and friends, the Commission Vice Chairperson Dr. Raymond Nyeris, who confirmed her demise, said Odede's service in advocating for human rights was exceptional. President William Ruto has also eulogized Odede as a formidable human rights champion and as distinguished campaigner for a more equal and a fairer society. On his part, Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki mourned Odede, saying she was a profound and dedicated legal professional and an unapologetic advocate for the rights and freedoms of all people. Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga also held Odede, saying she earned the Commission respect as a champion of the defense of fundamental civil liberties and the rights of the most vulnerable in the society. The Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPO, also delivered their condolence message, saying Odede's vast expertise and passionate dedication to promoting accountability were instrumental in advancing the cause of justice and fairness. Odede was appointed the chairperson of the commission in December 2021 by the then President Uhuru Kenyatta after an unsuccessful bid as commissioner of the electoral body IEBC. Her tenure was marked with controversy, particularly at the height of the anti-government protests in June 2024, when the commission reported a higher death toll than that of the government. She then demanded that the government conducts proper investigations into the killings of Kenyans during the Gen Z-led protests. She recently also led the commission in urging the government to produce those reportedly abducted. Timothy Kipnusu for Legends Edition.
Limuru Golf Club in Kiambu County has been closed after an inferno razed the clubhouse on Saturday morning, destroying property worth millions of shillings. Elsewhere, a section of residents in Kawangware 56 are calling on relevant authorities to reconsider the licensing of petrol filling stations operations in residential areas.
It was a sad Saturday morning for the community surrounding Limuru Golf Club in Kiambu County after the clubhouse was burnt down. Tens of employees miled outside the premises watching helplessly their future uncertain after property worth millions was reduced to ashes. Limuru Deputy Commissioner Charles Mukere said investigations to establish the cause of fire are underway.
We were called around 4 in the morning, informed about a fire. Investigations have started. We are yet to know exactly where it started from, but we are hoping that the members will be able to have the courage to bear this loss.
Area Member of Parliament Peter Kiragu said the inferno has caused a huge loss not only for members but community at large.
Every winning, either it is cricket or tennis or whatever. We normally keep this record. If you won a tournament in a certain year, there will be records here.
The clubhouse was established in 1995. Limuru Golf Club has produced several accomplished golfers, among them Marty Odongo and David Kiarie. The golf club's chairperson, John Kieru.
It's a huge loss. At least I don't think it's anything less than 200 million. So, but I can't be for sure right now because we are doing the stock take in terms of what was there.
Elsewhere, a section of residents of Kawangware 56, Dagoretti North constituency, is counting losses after 20 rental houses were burnt following the explosion of a gas cylinder from a nearby gas and petrol station. The affected residents have called on the government to discourage the operation of filling stations within residential areas. Firefighters managed to contain the fire with no injuries reported. Kasichana Masha, Legends Edition.
Well, it's time now for a very first break, and we thank you for keeping it KBC. Stay tuned. Plenty more on the other side.
This is my husband. He's John Dennis. Him and I were involved in a road traffic accident. All I remember is hearing brakes and a crash. My husband was on the floor of the matatu with one hand hanging to one seat, and he was unconscious. So I tried calling him and hitting him until he woke up. So when he woke up, he told me, I can't feel my legs. The doctor came in, Dr. Okanga, and he told us Dennis will never be able to walk again. It broke me because he's been my husband for what? 12 years. Psychologically, I am not fine. I'm doing counseling. Being a primary caregiver is not easy.
Slow down.
Mguu ikianza kuuma, uchungu ikikuwa nyingi, inauma sana.
Wanaendelea na masomo yao vizuri, na natamani awafikie, lakini ameshindwa. Hawezi, anaumia.
Mwenyewe analia, ananiambia nataka aende shule. Na shule atafikaje na akiwa mgonjwa na wengine? Mzee hana kazi. Watoto kusoma tu ni shida. Chakula kupata shida. Saa ya baridi huwezi kaa nje. Mpaka umvalisha manguo za baridi. Hii kitu baridi isiingilie kwa hii masikio. Ikiingilia huwezi lala hata.
Christmas ni saa hii ishafika na ni kubwa kubwa. Kweli? Hii Christine ni bomba na Blue Santa kupitia star 570 # option 1. Rudia. Star 570 # option 1. Iko PlayStation 5 na 55-inch TV na iko 500,000 Kenyan shillings. Na mbuzi moja? Na mbuzi. 1 million Kenyan shillings na Samsung S24 Ultra. Na mbuzi moja? Iko 2 million Kenyan shillings na iPhone 16 Pro Max. Na mbuzi mbili. Blue Santa amekuja na zawadi kibao. Na ni kubwa kubwa. Hapa kuna ndogo ndogo. Hapa Christmas ni bomba.
Kwani ulikuwa mgonjwa wapi?
I don't remember anything. And yet you remember me.
Your dad is a thief. Excuse me? Muulize mbona alichoma nyumba yake.
This Trish of yours must be a very kind-hearted girl. I think I'm supposed to meet her. You know, you've hosted her for some time. I hope she's not my wife. But it depends on the definition of wife. What? Who ni Jen? Unamkumbuka? So Pete, why on earth would I call my in-laws?
Nilikuwa nasio kushadi.
Alex ako sawa.
There's something you should know.
I can't take this. Jen ni kama amesikia vibaya roho. Muelewe tu ukiona na behave hivyo.
I'm sorry.
Keep it to yourself.
Welcome back. More than 1,600 community health promoters in Kericho County have received their stipends after 1 year. Meanwhile, Migori County government is assuring residents that the drug shortage in public health institutions and facilities in the county is being addressed. These and more in our County News Roundup.
The 1,600 community health promoters in Kericho County received half of their 6-month stipends amounting to 15,000 shillings each, with a promise to settle the balance soon.
33 million Kenya shillings, which was supposed to be dispatched as part of payment of the arrears for the $500 million, which is $1 billion of 6 months, have already been paid into the individual accounts as we speak now.
In Migori, the county government is assuring residents that the drug shortage in public health facilities in the county is being addressed. The county executive committee member for health, Caleb Opondi, attributed the shortage to delays in the release of funds from the national treasury.
We have pharmaceutical products brought to our department for use. There are things which are consumed, both pharmaceutical and non-pharmaceutical products. We can't say that at per se we don't have them in our facilities. We have them.
In the neighboring Homa Bay County, plans are underway to establish public sanitation facilities along the shores of Lake Victoria to curb the escalating water pollution said to be caused by open defecation.
Find that there is serious violation, then of course we report to the responsible agencies to also make sure that they take care of those who are actually polluting our environment.
Still on health, mental health experts have decried the rising cases of mental disorders, suicide and femicide in learning institutions, and urged the government to integrate mental health lessons in the national curriculum.
We already have the targeted centers that can make a very big difference. That is the learning centers. All learning institutions, beginning from the lowest level to the highest level, basic counseling and mental health skills must be taught. And people must be held accountable, and especially where things don't go right. So we also need reinforcers, implementers, and we need serious monitoring and evaluation of these curricula that we call life skills and mental health for those universities or colleges that have.
Elsewhere, a section of religious leaders from Makueni County has condemned reported incidents of human rights violation in the country.
Tunasononeka mioni mwetu tunapoangalia news na kila unaona tu ni vifo, watoto kupotea, watoto kufa, tunaumia katika mioyo yetu. Kwa hivyo hata kama si wa siasa hatuwezi kukosa kusema.
Finally, residents of Kilera area in Gembe North Sub-County, Meru County, are lamenting the invasion of their farms by the marauding elephants.
Sisi kama wakaaji hapa hatuna hata fia kulipia watoto, hatuna chochote, hata chakula hakuna, mvua imekataa kunyesha, hatujui watoto warudi shule namna gani. Kwa hivyo tunaomba serikali yetu tukufu itufanyie vindia. Na sio ule msaada anatufanyia kwa sababu kama last season walikuja watu waandikisha mashamba, watu wakaandikisha wala mashamba yao yameguliwa na ndovu, tukaambia tutalipa lakini hatuyalipwa.
Tilio Marco for Legends Edition.
And from much further afield, a judge in New York, that is in the USA, has ordered US President-elect Donald Trump to be sentenced in his hush money case next week, Friday, 10 days before his swearing in as the 46th President of the United States of America. New York Justice Juan Merchan, however, signaled that he would not sentence Trump to jail time, probation, or a fine, but instead give him an unconditional discharge. The judge also directed the president-elect could appear in person or virtually for the hearing.
US President-elect Donald Trump was convicted in May of 34 felony counts of falsifying business records related to a 16 million shilling payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels. The charges related to attempts to cover up reimbursements to his ex-lawyer Michael Cohen, who in the final days of the 2016 election campaign paid off the adult film star to remain silent about an alleged sexual encounter with Trump. New York Judge Juan Merchan directed that Trump be sentenced next week Friday. The president-elect dismissed the judge's order as an illegitimate political attack. Elsewhere in Asia, a Japanese woman, recognized as the world's oldest person by Guinness World Records, has died aged 116 years. Tomiko Itoka died in a nursing home in the city of Ashia. She is survived by one son, one daughter and 5 grandchildren. And stargazers across the world were treated to a stunning celestial scene on Friday as Venus appeared shining brightly above a crescent moon. The planet was visible to the naked eye from the UK to the US, Turkey and China. More astronomical delights are expected this year, as January 2025 is going to be a good month to spot both Venus and Saturn.
Well, it's great to have you with us, and also our sports legend, Topi Liambila. First time to see you this year. Topi, over to you for sports news.
Okay, thank you very much, Edmund. I've been out, of course, over a week in the village. Now back on tune for the 2025 Bamba Harvest on Sports, all through with KBC Channel 1. Just keep tuned. Now, in this edition, we start with the cross-country, where Edwin Kiplangat and Bet and Diana Chepkorir won the men's and women's 10-kilometer races, respectively, during the 6th and final leg of the Athletics Kenya cross-country series held on Saturday at the Cardinal Otunga High School, Mosocho in Kisii. Let's take a look.
Kiplagat won the men's race, cutting the tape fast in 29 minutes and 55.8 seconds, while Asbel Kiprop Kiprono was ranked second after posting 30 minutes and 5.06 seconds. Francis Langat was ranked third.
Coming home to win the 10-kilometer senior men's race.
Nimechukua mbio leo. So mimi nashukuru coach Joseph Pet, tunatrain Gringet. So hali tulikuwa choto lakini nilivumilia.
Diana Chepkorir won the women's race in 33 minutes, 5.4 seconds, as Janet Chepngetich and Gladys Kwamboka wound up in second and third places, respectively.
Jaribu tu siku ya holiday, nilikuwa na train kidogo, lakini nashukuru Mungu amenipea nguvu nikamaliza. Sikuwa natarajia, lakini nashukuru Mungu.
Meanwhile, Emmanuel Lemiso clocked 23 minutes and 56.4 seconds to win the under-20 8-kilometer boys race, relegating Emmanuel Yagon and Ronald Ngetich to second and third positions, respectively.
Ita nikashiriki nambari 20 na ngapi? Tukaenda Bomet. Nikashiriki nambari ngapi? Tukaenda Galau, official wakaniaribu. Wakaniweka kilomita 10 na mimi ujue ni junior. So bio yangu ni 8,000. Wakaniweka 10,000. Sasa hapo ndio iliniangusha. Lakini kwa leo nikasema sikufi nini? Sikufi moyo. Nikakuja hatimaye nikashiriki tena nambari kwanza, na ni Mungu tu ndio anabariki warusi mtu.
The under-26 kilometer girls race was won by Joylin Chepkomoi, who beat a field of over 52 athletes to emerge victorious in 19 minutes, 54.1 seconds. Cynthia Chepkurui and Diana Chepkemoi clocked 19 minutes, 54.2 seconds and 20.072 seconds to finish in second and third places, respectively. The final stop of the Athletics Kenya cross-country series in Mosocho attracted over 700 athletes. The series, which kicked off in Machakos in October last year, was also held in Kapsokonyi, Bomet and Olkalau, and offered athletes an opportunity to gauge themselves ahead of this year's World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. Bernard Okumu, Legends Edition.
It's quite refreshing to have a look at those greeneries and the red rooftops of my former school, Cardinal Otunga, in Mosocho. Thank you, Okumu, for that report. Now, the pair of Sada Nahimana and Rino Nokuwaki emerged winners of the doubles competition of the first leg of the ITF Tennis Women's Tour W35 tournament after they defeated Alisa Ragwe and Vicky van de Peer in the final at the Nairobi club. Meanwhile, Dutch Lian Tian will meet Joanna Garland in the singles final scheduled for Sunday after both players became out victorious in their respective semi-finals duels.
In a battle that lasted 1 hour and 30 minutes, Burundi's Sada Nahiman and her Japanese partner, Rinon Okuwaki, were made to sweat for their victory, which they did attain with a 7-6, 6-2 win against their sturdy opponents, Alisa Rega of France and Vicky van de Peer of Belgium.
We matched each other very well. We were always talking, communicating, and I think that's very important in doubles. And yeah, we're just talking and just having fun and just trying to figure out what to do. And I would ask her, what do you think? And she would ask me what I think, and we just work as a team. I think that's what made us win, I think.
It was so nice, and also like, yeah, I mean like, first time in Kenya, and then I won the doubles and with her. So exciting to play with her, and also like Kenya people, everything is very nice. I like it.
Sada and renowned side the Trump has catalyzed their desire to win the singles title in next week's second leg of the tournament.
Next week, and yeah, we go back to practice, and next week singles and doubles again. I'm expecting to give my best and to win.
I want to win the single. First I tried to win the single and also focus the single and doubles. Yeah.
Alice and Vicky will be eyeing to bounce back.
I played singles today. Unfortunately, I lost in semis, but I played many matches this week, a lot of wins. So I feel pretty confident for next week. I hope I'm going to be as good as this week, like, I mean, feeling on the court, playing my game, and then we'll see how it goes with the results. I'm not expecting anything, but yeah, it was a fun week, and hope it's going to be the same next one.
Gonna start this week without any expectation, but just like go for it and fight beginning till end, and then we'll see where we get, singles and doubles.
Meanwhile, Lian Trian of Holland beat Poland's Monica Stankiewicz 6-2, 6-3 to book her singles final date against Joanna Gallant of Chinese Taipei. Gallant saw off Lisa Rega in the second singles semi-final. Bernard Okumu, Legends Edition.
Reports from cross-country say the world 10,000-meter record holder Beatrice Chebet will be the star attraction during the 13th World Athletics Cross-Country Tour Gold Meeting in the Spanish town of El Gobor tomorrow, where she will be defending her title. Chebet will be making her fourth appearance at the Cross International. Juan Magueza started the year on a high when she set a new world record in the 5-kilometer race in Barcelona. She timed 13 minutes and 54 seconds to better her own record by 19 seconds on New Year's Eve. The other athletes who will be in competition in the women's 7.62-kilometer race include, among others, Ethiopia's Melkanat Budu, Burundi's Francine Nyomkunzi, Spain's Carolina Robles, and France's Marie Boucher. The men's 9.7-kilometer race is set for a showdown between the defending champion Berihu Aregawi of Ethiopia and the current World Cross-Country Tour leader Rodrigue Quizera, with other contenders being Great Britain's Toma Teregano and the Spanish duo of Adel Mekal and Aaron Las Heras. Aregawi is still fresh from his record-breaking venture in the San Silvestre Valensana, which he won in a course record of 26 minutes and 32 seconds.
Pot ser la marca que hagi fet avui Beatrice Chebet, 13 minuts 54.
From the county sport, the spirit of sportsmanship and community was on full display during the MCA Kivitsu's 9th annual tournament, which brought together youth teams from across Shivanga ward in Kakamega County. While in Kisii, 13 teams were united in a display of athleticism in Bobasi constituency. Savara.
The 9th MCA Kivishu's tournament finals were held at Tombo Primary School, where Muhungula upset the host Tombo Foxes by a solitary goal when Patrick Mwanja found the back of the net in the 23rd minute. The tournament, which was marked by intense gameplay and passionate support from the stand, was used to promote positive youth engagement. The FKF Kakamega branch chairperson Jeff Mutembei, who graced the finals, underscored the significance of sports in fostering social change, urging politicians and local leaders to invest in youth leagues to keep them engaged.
Ligi itawaengage kuanzia sasa hivi mpaka Disemba. Hakutakuwa na mimba za mapema, hakutakuwa na wizi, hakutakuwa na miadarati, tutakuwa tumewasaidia.
And in Kisii County, Nyamagwa FC beat Kiagemere FC 2-0 to win a KNC-sponsored tournament held in Boitangare ward in Bobasi constituency. They were rewarded 25,000 shillings for their victory, besides balls and uniforms, as Kiagemere FC were awarded 20,000 shillings and uniforms. The tournament attracted 13 teams who did not go home empty-handed, as they were also kitted. The sponsors, who are represented by KNC members Eric Oeri and Benjamin Gisore, said there were plans to establish a sports academy to nurture more talents in the area.
Wako na kipawa lakini hawana njia ile wanaweza isaidia kwenda mbele. So sisi tumekuja na jawabu kwamba tutakuja pia na football academy ndio so that we can nurture these our talents.
Katika national government na county governments tunataka facilities za michezo, facilities, social amenities, social facilities. We want them to be developed, and vile tunaona uchumi wa sasa ni ule uchumi ambao unakuza talanta. Lazima vijana wetu vile wako hapa tuweze kuwashika mkono.
We now take a short break, and when we come back, more on the sporting scene. Don't go away. Stay with us.
Star 570 hash. Option 1 kuna PS5 na ni full package na inakuja na JBL Party Box. Hiyo boom experience pia iko.
Thank you all for staying with us for the second part of our sports this evening. Now, we take a close look on the sporting highlights of the 2024, and where Kenyan athletes are expected to carry on their outstanding performances in the new year after a phenomenal 2024 season, which saw the ladies stand out in record-breaking feats across the world.
Kenya staged the 5th Kip Keino Classic Continental Tour at the Nyayo National Stadium on 20th April 2024, with Abraham Kibiwott reclaiming the 3,000-meter steeplechase title, as home athletes also dominated the 800 meters. Mary Mora and Emmanuel Wanyonyi winning gold medals for women and men, while Mary Ekiru and Reynold Cheriot won the 1,500-meter titles. At the 23rd Africa Senior Athletics Championship in June, Kenya finished second in the medal table, amassing 19 medals, 5 gold, 7 silver and 7 bronze, behind winners South Africa.
I want to start with the major world events, starting with World Cross Country in Serbia, as you put it. We did very well. We practically won every category except maybe the senior men. The overall title also came to Kenya, defending it from Australia, that we the year before. And of course, the most interesting part about it was having the women team, the senior women team, winning the title, and not only winning the title, but going from 1 to number 5, making history. That was the first time a country has gone from number 1 to number 5 in an international event.
Kenya posted good results at the 33rd Olympic Games in Paris, France, finishing 17th overall and first in Africa, with a total of 11 medals, 4 gold, 2 silver and 5 bronze medals, all from athletics. Beatrice Chebet won 2 gold medals, with Faith Kipyegon adding another in the 1,500 meters and Emmanuel Wanyonyi in the 800 meters, both ensuring Kenya retained the titles from the Tokyo 2020 edition, with the latter also continuing Kenya's dominance over the race with a 5th gold in a row since 2008.
The women's side in this country is doing better than the men, so we are now focusing on both so that we don't miss on the gender issue, focusing mainly on the women and forgetting about the men. So those are the highlights, especially the Olympics, the cross country, and then of course now the youth. And that is now gives us the prediction of what we can do for the future. As cross country now moves towards to the end, the last series on the 4th of January, we are now looking at what are the areas that we have to strengthen.
The last track and field championship of the year was the World Athletics Under-20 Championship in Lima, Peru, with Kenya finishing in 5th place with 3 gold, 3 silver and a bronze. Kenyans did exceptionally well in road running across different cities in the world in 2024. 2019 world champion Ruth Chepngetich smashed the women's marathon world record at the Chicago Marathon in October.
It's not about the medals only. When you look at the events our athletes competing, we have also an opportunity now for our athletes to win prizes. That helps also in earning the foreign currency. If you calculate the number of winnings that our athletes has and what is generated for this country as income, it is amazing. But you see, we have not looked at that in the business or financial side to understand and appreciate what the team of athletes or our athletes and the coaches have done for this nation.
On the flip side, Kenya failed to recapture the 3,000-meter men's title at the Olympics. The country also lost several athletes, both retired and active, the major shock being the death of men's marathon world record holder Kelvin Kiptum through a tragic road accident.
We have the capacity to maintain our running, and I've seen our athletes can always pull through even when they face challenges and difficult times, but there are people from this country that are extremely determined to achieve their goals despite some kind of limitation that they might be going through.
Several championships are lined up for next year, key being the World Athletics Championship in Tokyo, Japan in September.
Now, it's bound to be a busy year soccer-wise for the national football teams, with major tournaments awaiting them this year, notably the African Nations Championships in February for Harambee Stars, who will also resume their World Cup qualifiers in March. The Rising Stars qualified for their first ever Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations, scheduled for Ivory Coast this year, as the Junior Starlets made their historic debut in the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup to register a historic win in the Dominican Republic. They hope to reach their second successive finals after this year's qualifiers. Barclay Feather has a recap of those great moments.
It's a warm afternoon in Santiago as Korea DPR prepare to take on Kenya in Group C.
The Kenya Under-17 girls team qualified to the World Cup in the Dominican Republic, and although all did not go so well, the team managed to win one group match against Mexico, winning 2-1.
Chair again, Cherim Jong. She scored again, So Rio Young. It's 2-0. And once again, Velma Abuere can only watch. Too high for the goalkeeper and headed in. It's the captain, Ri Kuk Yang.
The Kenyan team began the tournament with a 2-0 win over England in a game they missed a host of chances. They went on to lose 3-0 to eventual champions Korea DPR before they won their third game against Mexico to come home with a victory in the bag. Korea won the tournament by beating holder Spain on penalties after a 1-1 draw.
Lopez can't reach it. They're back on level terms, Korea DPR. Jonu Jong. Brilliant from Commendador. Sarato. What a save that is by Park Ju-kyung. It's finished, and that means penalties. Commendador. Oh, it's missed. 3-3. Kang has done it! Win on penalties. Korea DPR take the trophy and the glory. They take it all and then enjoy these moments for the rest of their lives.
National soccer team Harambee Stars were not left behind, and although they failed to secure a place in the Africa Cup of Nations, they won the Four Nations tournament in Malawi. They won the tournament after beating Warriors of Zimbabwe 3-1 in the final in Lilongwe, with Michael Olunga scoring the 3 goals. Zambia finished third in the tournament after beating Zambia 2-1 in the third-place playoff. It was Kenya's 5th win against Zimbabwe in 11 meetings, with 5 of those ending in draws, while Zimbabwe has only won once.
Now, on the international scene, Newcastle United came from behind to beat Tottenham Hotspurs 2-1 and move into 5th place with 35 points in the Premier League table. Dominic Solanke opened the score sheet for Tottenham. In the La Liga, Jude Bellingham missed a penalty but rectified his mistake in the 95th minute as he helped 10-man Real Madrid beat struggling Valencia 2-1 in a thriller at the Mestalla Stadium to move to the top of the La Liga table. Real Madrid is now 2 points above second-place Atletico. Now, AC Milan came from behind to set up an Italian Super Cup final against their rivals Inter Milan, who eliminated Atalanta by 2 goals on Thursday. Kenan Yildiz put the old lady ahead in the 21st minute, but Christian Pulski leveled matters in the second half via a penalty. They were gifted the winner by Federico. And for EPL fans, Arsenal leads Brighton by 1-0 in the 60th minute. So still about another 30 minutes to go. Anything goes. But this is a wrap for the sports edition segment of the Legends edition. This Saturday evening, hoping that you'll be with us again throughout the 2025 as you were with us during 2024. There will be more sports, and remember there's a lot of football also on the international scene and on the local scene as well. I'm Topi Lambila, handing it over to Edmund Mudibo to wrap up the show.
Well, thank you very much, Topi, and to all of you. We don't take your time for granted. Our sign language interpreter has been Lucy Maura. My name is Edmund Mudibo, and we say stay well, stay safe. God bless. Asanteni sana.
Ishafika na ni kubwa